Recently, Russia launched a retaliatory attack after Ukraine previously bombarded the Bear Nation with airstrikes. The mutual attacks between the two countries have become inevitable amidst the transition of leadership in the United States. So, what is the detailed chronology of these mutual attacks? A few days ago, the Ukrainian military launched an airstrike deploying 34 drones to Moscow. This is considered the largest drone attack by Ukraine on Russia since the war began in 2022. Meanwhile, the Russian military claimed to have destroyed 50 drones in other western regions of Russia. In this instance, a Ukrainian drone was shot down in Moscow's airspace. The Russian military stated that the drone had a range of up to 900 kilometers and carried a warhead weighing 90 kilograms, allowing Ukraine to deliver a significant blow to Russia. Such incidents have not occurred just once. Several interceptions of Ukrainian drone attacks can be seen in this video. The footage shows a drone sent by the Ukrainian military flying low at high speed. Consequently, Russian forces intercepted it, causing the drone to explode in the air. The explosion was large, but the interception operation did not cause significant damage to Russia. However, Ukrainian drone attacks have also caused fires in several regions of Russia. As seen in this video, a large fire accompanied by thick smoke made it difficult for firefighters to extinguish it. In addition to causing fires in several parts of Russia, Ukrainian drone attacks also led to flight diversions from 3 major airports. The Russian Federal Air Transport Agency stated that Domodedovo, Vnukovo, and Zhukovsky airports diverted at least 36 flights due to the largest drone attack carried out by Ukraine. Moreover, the Ministry of Defense reported that at least 5 people were injured in Moscow due to the Ukrainian airstrike. Russia also launched airstrikes to retaliate against Ukraine. Reportedly, Russia deployed up to 145 Shahed drones and other kamikaze drones, targeting every airport in Ukraine without mercy. This drone attack is said to be the largest since Russia's invasion of Ukraine began. The largest drone attack can be seen on CCTV footage in Ukraine, showing Iranian-made Shahed drones used by the Russian military striking a building in Ukraine. The explosion caused by the drone was massive, resembling a missile. This Shahed drone attack by the Russian military serves as a harsh blow to Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky, indicating that his country cannot match Russia's military capabilities. The impact of the drone attacks by the Russian military is significant. The attacks destroyed various buildings in Ukraine, and the resulting fires were much larger than those caused by Ukrainian drone attacks on Moscow. This demonstrates that Russian drone attacks are far more deadly than Ukrainian ones. A few days before Ukraine launched its drone attacks, Russia had already carried out drone strikes on the Black Sea port city of Odessa, Ukraine. The drone attacks by the Russian military caused a massive fire in a building in Odessa, resulting in permanent damage. Additionally, the airstrikes injured 13 people and killed 1 person, according to Ukrainian authorities. The airstrikes by the Russian military have undoubtedly caused great suffering for Ukraine. Numerous buildings have been burned and destroyed by the drone attacks, and there have been casualties. It was reported that 5 people died in Mykolaiv, southern Ukraine, due to the largest drone attack by Russia. With the burden of suffering experienced by Ukraine, where can they turn for help? Naturally, to the United States. Ukraine's only hope of winning the war against its enemy is the support from the US. However, the United States that Ukraine has known seems to be changing. This is due to Donald Trump resuming his role as President of the United States, replacing President Joe Biden. The change in leadership in the United States will undoubtedly have a significant impact. During his campaign, Trump criticized Biden's foreign policy, particularly regarding his handling of the conflict between Russia and Ukraine. According to Trump, Biden was wasting money to prolong the Russia-Ukraine conflict. Based on this statement, analysts have speculated that Trump's election as president would be a nightmare for Ukraine. Moreover, Trump has previously stated that he would stop U.S. military aid to Ukraine if he were to take office. This would undoubtedly create a major problem for Ukraine, which is striving to achieve its goal of defeating its biggest adversary, Russia. This was further emphasized by Trump's eldest son, who mocked Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky. Donald Trump Jr. stated that Zelensky would lose his funding in just a matter of weeks. The funding referred to the U.S. military aid to Ukraine in its efforts to counter Russia's significant military power. Could this mark the end of Zelensky's fight to defeat a superpower like Russia? Nevertheless, the suspension of U.S. military aid to Ukraine does not mean that Trump would entirely abandon Ukraine. It was proven during a period of drone attacks between Russia and Ukraine when Trump reportedly made a phone call to Russian President Vladimir Putin, a move Biden never made during his presidency. So, what was discussed during the call between Trump and Putin? Reportedly, Trump asked Putin to stop airstrikes to prevent the conflict from escalating further. However, Putin largely ignored Trump's request and continued launching airstrikes on Ukraine. It's understandable that the Russian leader has not been receptive to Trump's demands. This is because relations between Russia and the United States are currently at an all-time low. Moreover, Trump and Putin have not met since Trump left the White House. This contrasts with Biden, who appears to favor a more aggressive approach to ending the conflict. With only 2 months left in his presidency, Biden is making a concerted effort to ensure the remaining $6 billion in military aid is quickly delivered to Ukraine before Trump takes office. Biden is taking these steps to ensure that when he leaves office, Ukraine will still have the resources to continue its fight. Ukraine may still be able to continue its fight, even as foreign policy restrictions begin to limit military aid to the country. However, the story doesn't end there. Biden has reportedly invited Trump to the White House to discuss policies that could be passed down from Biden's administration to Trump's. This meeting is expected to be a tense encounter, not only between Biden and Trump but also between the Democratic and Republican parties. The key question remains, what lies ahead after this meeting? Several analysts speculate that Biden will likely bring up the issue of the ongoing conflict between Russia and Ukraine. The discussions are expected to include the topic of U.S. military funding for Ukraine. It is highly likely that Biden will push Trump to continue providing military aid to Ukraine throughout the war. But will Trump agree to such a proposal? The chances of Trump accepting this request seem slim. This stance is reinforced by Senator B. Hagery, a close ally of Trump and a leading candidate for the position of Secretary of State. Hagery has publicly stated that the American people want their own safety prioritized before the U.S. protects other nations. This sentiment aligns perfectly with Trump's campaign vision of America First, a policy framework that he has consistently upheld. As a result, the future of U.S. involvement in Ukraine's fight against Russia remains uncertain, hinging on Trump's decision and the broader political dynamics at play.